though, let's catch up with the drama over the opposition versus the IEBC. And it came to pass that court leaders and their supporters would attempt to storm IEBC offices to eject the commissioners. And the showdown that followed as police attempted to maintain law and order. Let's bring in Chris Thairu, who was at the Anniversary Towers and was unfortunately one of those who sustained injuries during the chaos. Chris, good evening. What happened?
A very good evening to you. Well, it has been a hectic day for police in Nairobi town and in the city center, so to speak, after engaging CORD supporters in running battles. The CORD supporters had already started gathering early in the morning, but police had strict instructions not to allow any of the supporters, but only the people who are allowed inside or who had at least been given the green light to enter were the principals, but that did not happen. And so police were forced to hurl Teargas canisters at the crowd to forcefully evict them or disperse them from Anniversary Towers. I was there and witnessed what transpired, and I filed this report for you. Smart.
By 10 a.m., CORD supporters had already started gathering at the Anniversary Towers, which host IEBC offices, in a bid to forcefully eject the commissioners in office. This has been the second time that the CORD supporters and their leaders are trying to forcefully access the IEBC offices. The police were leaving nothing to chance, this time round armed with police dogs, while others on police tankers, just to ensure that the situation does not turn chaotic. Chanting slogans in support of the opposition CORD and their leaders, the supporters barricaded University Way, waiting for their leaders. And after 3 hours, CORD principals arrived, ready to give their supporters direction on their next course of action.
Sisi kama wana-CORD tumesema tukienda kwa uchaguzi wa haki na kweli, tukishindwa tutasalimu amri. Tumesema na hiyo, lakini tumesema tuwezi kurudi kishindoni. Kwa sababu tunasema no reforms, no election, ati wao wananuia kwamba kina Uhuru na Ruto watakuwa ofisani kwa ofisi. Hiyo inamaanisha there will be no leadership in this country.
All these while police keeping vigil despite provocation from some of the people in the crowd. And after the address, they started marching towards the main entrance of Anniversary Towers, all aimed at storming the IEBC offices. But police were under strict instructions not to allow the supporters inside the building. And after standoff between police and the CORD supporters, a section of people within the crowd started pelting police officers with stones. And after police were outnumbered by the already charged crowd, they hurled tear-gas canisters at the crowds seeking to disperse them. The CORD principals, though guarded by a security team, were not spared either, as they were assisted to access their vehicles amid a thick smoke of tear gas. At this time, some university students had already joined in the demonstrations, and police hurled tear gas canisters inside the institution, disrupting ongoing exams. The water tankers came in handy in assisting police to disperse the road youths. Some journalists were not spared either, including yours truly, during the chaos as a stone landed on my right cheek. In the meantime, we could not verify whether the IEBC commissioners were in the office during the chaos, but the secretariat was busy with their daily functions. Well, these are the scenes that will be replicated every Monday, and as CORD principals have vowed, they will continue pitching tent at anniversary towers every Monday until IEBC commissioners feel the pressure and leave office. Meanwhile, similar scenarios were reported in other counties as the pressure to remove IEBC commissioners continues to pile. Chris Thairu, KTN News.